Hello, everyone, and welcome back. We are kicking off the second day for Staking Summit 2025 in Buenos Aires, Argentina. I'm joined with my Claudio, co-founder for Metapool. Claudio, thanks again for joining us. It's always a pleasure talking to you. We've been doing this. I think it's the third time that we're doing this.
Yeah, I think it's the third time.
And it's always very insightful and very fun to do these interviews. And so I guess to begin with, I will ask you to just for the viewers that may not know Metapool, if you can give us a little quick rundown of what Metapool is and what is your place in the staking ecosystem.
Yeah, so we first started on Near Particle blockchain as the first liquid staking token there. We've then since moved to a multi-chain approach for liquid staking. But during this year, we kind of figure out what Metapool is. And for us, Metapool is tools for the sovereign individual, basically focused on frontier markets, which is regions at the border of massive crypto adoption. So we want to build the tools for people to not only own the value that they create with all these DeFi tools or staking protocols, but allow them to have full control over them as well.
All right.
And it's been kind of like this big change because we started as pure infra. Then in Staking Summit Dubai, we launched Node Studio, which is allowing anybody with no previous tech experience
Okay.
to run a validator node.
All right.
And so this nodes as a service platform allow us to really understand, okay, what are we building? Because we're building this suite of tools, right?
Yeah.
We have governance, we have staking, we have Node Studio. Um, and so it's kind of why we're here. Like 22 people from our team are here in Buenos Aires for an offsite. And we kind of set the tone for what Metapool is, right? And for us, it's tools for the sovereign individual to leverage all these digital assets, all the value that they create online, and more importantly, allow them full control and custody of them, right?
Yeah.
So anyhow, it's been a long journey for us, right? Coming in as an LST and now building this ecosystem around our tech. And so yeah, really happy to be here at Staking Summit Buenos Aires. Buenos Aires is second home for us, right? A lot of us are based in Mexico, Argentina, Ecuador, Peru, and Brazil, and also folks in Vietnam and in Thailand and Indonesia. But anyhow, yeah, happy to be here, my friend.
Okay. Yeah. No. Thanks for that. And yeah, you mentioned you focus a lot on emerging markets, right? And so what I wanted to understand from you is like, how do you view the Latin American, in specific, since we're here in Argentina, the Latin American evolution or numbers compared to other regions?
Yes, you need to understand that digital assets have really played a key role in specifically right now in Argentina to allow people to escape inflation. Right
Okay.
now, through the current government, things are looking a little bit brighter, but that doesn't mean that folks are still confident in TradFi systems or in banks.
Yeah.
So a lot of people leverage blockchain technology in order for them to get exposure to US dollars, right? Um, Now, slowly but surely, more fintech applications have come in and step up their game and really provide these tools for anybody to transact with the support of US dollar pegged stablecoins. And so you have folks like Lemon, Belo, you have Mercado Pago as well, right? Which are starting to gain traction because one, they do not have the how can I say, the stigma of a bank, and they provide a means for people to get in and out of the money that they made, right? And not feel locked in,
Yeah.
which is sometimes what banks have the reputation in Argentina, right?
Okay. Okay.
Now, in the case of Mexico, it's one of the most important corridors for remittances. And this is the natural habitat for US dollars stable coins, but more importantly, for blockchain technology to enable folks to leverage these digital assets in order for them to create yield, right?
Yeah.
And this is where vaults are playing an important part. Like, for example, Lemon leverages Aave vaults in order
Okay.
to generate US dollar stablecoin yields,
Mhm.
right? But at the end of the day, we're starting to also see the adoption of enterprises being interested in running infrastructure for this blockchain, right?
Okay.
In the case of Medical, we run the enterprise and professional node operator programs for the near protocol blockchain. And we managed to onboard, for example, Deutsche Telekom,
Hmm.
PowerPoint, Vodafone. We have Entity Data, and a bunch. Lugano's, of course, one of the largest node providers ever stake as well. And but this mixture makes it a very important aspect into what we're seeing right now in the industry,
Hmm.
which is TradFi or enterprises getting into blockchain technology, right?
Hmm.
In the case, for example, of Entity Data, they are developing an identity system for their more than 120,000 employees,
Oh,
right?
wow.
And
Okay.
so they're leveraging the near ledger in order for them to have a source of truth for people getting in and out of the buildings of entity data, right? And then they're going to offer that to their customers, right?
Okay.
And so you're talking their numbers like we've never seen, like out there, right? More consumer facing
Okay.
or
Okay.
enterprise facing, right? And so this is really exciting because it's real world adoption.
Yep.
It's kind of like it's like baby steps into it, right?
Hmm.
And so really excited to support that. For us, we're understanding that the end consumer or the user is the most important part right now that is missing,
Okay.
because we do have, don't get me wrong, around more than $3 trillion of assets on chain. Now, how can we bring in? And I think yesterday's talk with Radius was really good, right?
Hmm.
Because he was explaining that, hey, we're still really small part,
Okay.
like we're still nothing,
Yeah.
right? Um, Now, how do we get to that place? Yes, and it's a kind of like a two-sided marketplace, because big players or TradFi will get in for yield opportunities,
Yeah.
but they will double down when they see massive adoption
Of course.
happening,
Of
right?
course. Of course.
It's happening here in Argentina, don't get me wrong, right? Like if you go out there, most likely most people know what a stable coin is, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Now in Mexico, if you go out there, maybe it will be more on the TradFi side, enterprise side, that
Okay.
people understand what crypto is.
Hmm.
Um, but the cat's out of the bag, right?
Yeah.
The genie just went out of the bottle, right? And you cannot bring it back.
Yeah.
Now people want yield, they want access to US dollars, right? And now the next bounce of the ball is going to be around stable coins for local fiat currencies, right?
Hmm.
And there's a couple of projects here in Argentina. There's a couple of projects in Mexico, in Peru as well. And so
Okay.
those are things that are like, what is the next step? Well, most of them are going to look into yield opportunities. Staking is and will be an important component of it, even though it's
It's the
been
base, right? It's the
it
base.
is the base, but it's even though it's being commoditized, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
And so that's something that we're really looking forward to it. And we see countries such as El Salvador, right, which right now has full-on regulatory clarity on digital assets.
Hmm.
You have economic zones such as what they're doing in San Pedro Sula in Central America,
Okay.
and then you will start to see more initiatives in larger countries, right? Brazil being one of them, being kind of like the leading one,
Yeah.
right? They already have an infrastructure ready with Pix, and now it's time to understand, okay, what does digital assets, what does staking come into play, and more importantly, like how do we get that to users, right?
Yeah.
Not only enterprise, because enterprises are ready for it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Enterprises are looking into it, and more importantly, they're doing POCs or proof of concepts, right? Or alphas or betas on the technology.
Hmm.
But how do you get the end consumer to use it? That's the key question we still haven't answered.
Yeah. I guess you have to remove barriers for them, right? And I guess infrastructure is plays a big part of it, right? We have the technology on the blockchain really nailed down, right? Like validators, all of them already know what to do to maximize performance. Institutions already know where to allocate money. And I think that's the missing link yet. But what I've been hearing in this summit is a lot of people working towards it, right? A lot. I don't think I've ever had as many infrastructure guests here than this year, and doing really niche things, but that they're very important. It's a small step, a small thing that can bring down like a very big barrier, right? And so this is what I've been hearing, and so you're in line with what I've been hearing and in what you're saying. Now let's shift gears a little bit and speak a little bit more about Metapool and what is that you are doing, given what we're discussing, to kind of help in this process.
Yeah, so we've really this year. I think one of the biggest achievements we've done is that we started to support near intents.
Okay.
Like they're doing more than 3 billion in volume right now,
Yeah.
close to 3 billion. And so we said, okay, this is a technology that allows anybody to transact with any other token on any blockchain. And so we started to look into it. We build the necessary infrastructure to support near intents, which is building a solver. Solvers are contain or vaults
Okay.
for specific tokens, which allows any chain abstraction to receive any token, sign the transaction, or sign the intent to do the
Yeah.
swap or the transaction, and then another solver can see that intent, saying, "I want 10. I'm willing to trade 10 SUIs for X amount of BTC." Right.
Okay.
And so a solver comes in, okay, I'll take this, I'll take the SUI, right? And then another one will say, hey, do you have is this, do you want to trade it for this BTC, right? Is that, are you willing to do that?
This looks like sounds like a decentralized AMM, right? In a way, like decentralized pools.
They are, a solver acts as a market maker, right? So there's orders, intents being put in, right, on the amount of people, on the amounts that are willing to be swapped or traded, and then the solvers will eventually will effectively
Match
do
it.
that. Will match it, right?
Okay.
And so, but the good thing here is that you can get in. You can get in on, for example, Cash, right? I'll put in 10 Cash, and then I'll get out whatever it is on Sui,
Yeah.
right? And on that wallet, right? So it's like very seamless experience. Um, and we feel we're convinced that this is the last missing piece, right? Where anybody can come in with any type of token, and now you have the opportunity to either account abstract everything and give them one account,
Okay.
and they can have several wallets underneath it. If they want to go non-custodial, they can go ahead and do that. But it's an optionality. Right
Yeah,
now,
yeah.
you can't. Right now is they need to understand the 12-word seed phrase in order, and for all the wallets that you're creating for them. And it's very difficult for anyone to achieve that, right? Everybody that has been working here has several ways, several books, or several seed phrases written down all over the place, right? And put in specific places, right? Send it over to a couple of people, right? And then you feel secure.
Yeah.
But we need to make it better. We need to allow people to have exposure to any kind of digital asset, any kind of yield that they're willing to put money in for it, right?
Yeah.
And now the off-ramping and on-ramping and off-ramping will start to get better, because as soon as we start to see stable coins for fiat currencies in each region, then getting in and out is going to be a much simpler experience.
Smoother, right?
And it's smoother. And more importantly for end users is that they are already accustomed to holding their assets on their phone. Right? Like
Yeah.
the apps, the bank account apps or the fintech apps, they're on their phone, and so
Yeah.
it's just seamless. And so that's something we've been working on Metapool. So we've integrated intents into what we're calling Monate, and this is a little bit of an alpha.
Wait, what?
I'll
good.
drop the link there on the notes.
What's the name? What's the name again?
It's Mon8.
Mon 8.
Monate. So
Okay.
it's like you hear like money, right? But it's MON8.
Mon 8.
And so Monate is something that we're building. We're leveraging kind of our ambassadors and people that are right now running Node Studio platform in order for them to get exposure to that.
Okay.
Because we believe that that's going to be the next bounce of the ball.
Yeah, this was like my question to wrap up the interview was, I've been doing this for all interviews, is given what you've been talking about and what you feel like the direction of the staking ecosystem is, what do you think will be like the next big thing on the staking horizon in the next year or so?
So I think a lot of us staking platforms are starting to realize that we need to own the whole user experience, because we tried it really, really hard the last 4 years, learning, teaching people, hey, get your wallet, get the digital asset, and go stake. People want something just one click, and for them to be ready to be staking, right, and earning that yield in just one click, right. We managed to get people to run a node in 3 clicks, right, with Node Studio. It's very seamless. It's a SaaS, software as a service, so that's no it's there's no barriers there, and they're already accustomed to it.
Yeah.
We have more than 122 node runners on our platform, right? From all over the world: Africa, Latin America, Southeast Asia, North America, Europe, right? Now, but then how do we scale that? And how do we scale that is you make it easy for them to get exposed to digital assets without having to go through the hurdles of self custody,
Yeah.
right? Which is learning the 12 seed phrases. Or more importantly, the notion that they might lose all their assets if it is mismanaged.
Yeah.
And so that's something that we kind of realized after 5 years of building here, right? It's
Yeah.
like, we need to make it easy. We need to allow people to have more exposure to yield on a much simpler manners, right? And for us, is sending a link through Monade, and they already have a liquid staking token, and it's already earning yield. Do you want to have exposure to US dollars? Then you use near intents, and then you swap some of those LSTs for stable coins, right? And now we give them access to vaults in order for them to earn yield on those stable coins, right? And so that's kind of where we're seeing the next jump of the balls go to.
Great, man. Again, lovely to talk to you as well. As always, appreciate again for you being here. The last thing I will ask you is if you have anything you want to share with the community, with people that might want to follow Metapool, please go ahead and
Yeah,
let them
so for us, it's really important. Our goal is to how do we allow people in frontier markets to become sovereign individuals and own the value that they create online. Yes, please reach out to us like metapool.app. I think that's the best way to do it. We're on socials, right? X is one of them. But more importantly, check out Build Buddies. So we have an amazing ambassador program. We're doing more than 20 events in any given moment in time. And we want to support enthusiasts that are interested in leveraging all this amazing technology we built during the last 4 years. And how do we get them closer to users in your regions, in your town, in your city? And yeah, reach out to us. Really excited to support you guys. And yeah, looking forward for the next staking summit.
Yeah, of course, there's always a next one, right? Claudio,
Exactly.
again, appreciate it. Thanks a lot for being here. And for you guys, see you next time.